Investment clients have a lot to say to their broker. They've got opinions, and they want to be heard. The problem is, going back and forth with a client takes a lot of time for both client and advisor. At Polyportfolio, we've designed a service that delivers your firm's investment research straight into your advisor's hands so that they can speak to their clients' needs. And it's even user-friendly enough that your clients should have access to it too. There's nothing else like it out there. Now consider an example. Clark Kent is a newspaper executive. Now he used to be an intrepid ex-reporter, really smart guy, been around the block a few times. Now he's sitting at home and he's reading the Wall Street Journal. And after the latest Fed meeting, it's talking about how maybe the Fed's going to tolerate a bit higher inflation. He agrees. He and his business editor have been talking about this for years. Now at the moment, he's going to have to call up his advisor, and he's going to explain what he's thinking to his advisor, and he's going to hear what his advisor has to say. But then what does his advisor have to do? He's got to go back to his office. He's got to do some research. He's going to read what his investment strategists have written about this. He's going to huddle with a portfolio analyst to come up with a proposal that fits Clark's portfolio guidelines. Someone's going to cram it into a PDF, and then they're going to email it to Clark, and then they're going to schedule a follow-up call. Well, that took a long time, and Clark's been waiting for a week for results. We've got something better. Now instead, imagine that the advisor's firm had deployed their investment models into Polyportfolio. But when Clark logs into his web portal or opens up his mobile app, he's going to be presented with provocations designed to draw out what he's thinking about. And what do you know? The first one's about whether or not Janet Yellen and the Fed will remain dovish even if inflation ticks up. He agrees. Second one is, are US equities in bubble territory? He's not too worried about that. Is China going to successfully transition into a knowledge economy? Sure, why not? Now, for the sake of the time, I'm not going to read all of the statements. But what's happening here is that the system's engaging Clark in a conversation. Every week, he's going to get new provocations based on the news in the headlines. Now, it only takes a minute to tap through a few statements, but it makes a world of difference for a client to know that their investments reflect what's on their minds. When Clark's done answering questions, he's going to get a portfolio summarizing what he's told us. It's going to explain why we think he should be concerned about inflation. And it's also going to explain that we think he's a little bit nervous about Chinese growth. Actually optimistic, I guess. In the body of the analysis, he's going to get a portfolio recommendation, in this case showing allocations across asset classes. A little bit further down, the portfolio is actually automatically decomposed into individual trades to make it more understandable. Now, where are all these ideas coming from? They're actually coming from your firm's own investment committee. Our system's incredibly flexible because it grew out of the technology that powered a $13 billion multi-asset class investment manager. Wealth managers can customize economic relationships and portfolio guidelines to their heart's content. But unlike a homegrown system, our framework's purpose-built to provide retail and advisor users the functionality they need, like these automatically generated natural language explanations here. So coming back to the experience here, imagine Clark wants to discuss what they're looking at with his advisor. They're going to both hop on the phone, pull up the screen, be looking at the same thing. And then, let's say they want to see what they should do if inflation ticks up. Well, the advisor is going to dial US inflation up to 4% over the next 5 years, and right before their eyes, in live time, the portfolio is going to recalculate. And further down, the portfolio trade breakdowns are going to repopulate as well. Now look at the trade explanation for that high grade versus high yield trade. Now every word in that paragraph was just automatically generated to explain the trade by our systems. That whole process took seconds, not days. The underlying system's API driven, so it's easy to customize what different users see. There's a whole range of functionality available, like market projections, scenario analysis on held away assets. And since our system's plugged into honest-to-goodness investment models, we can do all kinds of nifty stuff that robo-advisors can't, like show portfolio scenario analysis on the fly. Now, let's take a step back and think about the interaction we just saw here. Portfolio provided a platform for clients to get direct access to their investment manager's resources and explore ideas on their own. So that's direct access. That's instant gratification. At the same time, the advisor is going to get frictionless visibility on what their clients are worried about. Instead of finding out what their clients' concerns are at an annual meeting, the advisor is going to come to the table knowing that, say, Joe's worried about inflation or Clark's thinking about early retirement. As an added bonus, the system is going to know exactly what issues each client's worried about, and it helps the advisor deliver the content that their client wants to see. Now, Clark Kent's a lot more common than you think. A lot of advisors are going to tell us about their clients who want them to handle everything, and they say, that's what our clients pay us for. But in fact, 87% of full-service wealth clients actually want a collaborative relationship with their advisor. Sure, they want the advice. Sure, they want guidance. But they also have opinions they want to contribute. Look, digital innovation isn't just about simplification and streamlining. It's about using technology to enable more of what makes traditional advisory effective. It's about hearing what your clients have to say, but responding instantly. It's about giving your clients direct access to your firm's resources, but on demand whenever they want. Portfolio unlocks your firm's existing investment resources, so your clients get that direct access and instant gratification, but at the same time, it's going to make your advisors more efficient, especially when collaborating with clients. And since the top reason advisors lose clients is a lack of attention and a lack of new ideas, that efficiency is not just going to make for happier clients, it's going to make for more clients. Now, we've talked about Portfolio for wealth management firms today, but there are pretty interesting use cases for investment managers as well. And before I sign off, we wanted to give the Finovate crowd a bit of a bonus. People have actually had so much fun playing around with our investment engine that we actually decided to turn it into a game. So when you have time later, not during the presentations, if you've got a phone and a free fingertip, go to sky.polyport.com and try out our new investing game. We hope you enjoy it.